Hi guys, welcome back to the Home and Homestead. I'm so glad you're here today. If you're new, I'm Rebecca. So I feel like doing some baking today. It's kind of a cool, crisp fall day. The leaves are falling and blowing in the wind, and I thought, you know what? Let's make something pumpkin spice. So I'm going to share with you today my recipe for pumpkin spice muffins, and these use what I'll call a secret ingredient. It's not your typical ingredient that you might add in order to get that great fall flavor, but the end result is so good. Let's head to the kitchen so we can bake some pumpkin spice muffins, and I'll share with you the secret ingredient that makes them so easy to put together. Now I enjoy making muffins. They're really quite simple to put together most of the time, and they're kind of like cupcakes, slightly more healthy cousin. And today we're going to make a fall flavored one that is the quintessential pumpkin spice flavor. And the secret ingredient, as I'll call it, because it's not your typical thing that you may add to get that great flavor, is a pumpkin spice cereal. So usually around this time of year, cereal companies start coming out with their special seasonal limited edition type of flavors. So today I'll be using the Special K pumpkin spice cereal, and these are really great because they have these little nuggets of nutmeg, allspice, ginger, and cinnamon. They're these little clusters within here, and that just really gives a great flavor for these muffins. And usually, since they're a limited edition or a seasonal thing, they go on a really great sale. So this recipe calls for 6 cups of that pumpkin spice cereal, which ended up being a full 12.9 ounce box. And I just took my fingers and crunched up some of the flakes a little bit and ended up being just at 6 cups, which is perfect. So to this, I'm going to add 2.5 cups of milk. And I'll just pour that over the top of the cereal. And we're just going to let that sit for a few minutes so that those flakes can kind of hydrate and soften a bit. So I'll set that aside. And then in this large mixing bowl, I have 3 cups of flour, and this is just an all-purpose flour. To that, we're going to add 1 cup of sugar and 2 tablespoons of a baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt. And this is our dry ingredients for our muffin batter. I'll set that aside as well. And in this small mixing bowl, we're going to add 2 eggs, and a neutral oil. So canola oil, vegetable oil, or avocado oil would work nicely here. We're just going to whisk those together. All right, so we have 2 eggs and a 1/2 cup of a neutral oil. We have our dry ingredients here, and we have our 6 cups of the special edition fall spice cereal with 2.5 cups of milk. This has been sitting here for just the time it took to get these other ingredients together, and the flakes are nice and soft. So what we're going to do is add our cereal to the dry ingredients. And then we're going to add the wet ingredients to the mix as well. Now we'll just combine all of these in order to make our pumpkin spice muffin batter. There we go. It's all nicely combined here. So now what I'm going to do is get a baking sheet with some silicone muffin pans. And I'll just scoop our pumpkin spice muffin batter into these muffin pans while I have the oven preheating to 400 degrees. And this recipe should make about 2 dozen muffins. All right, our pumpkin spice muffins are all ready to go into the oven. The oven is preheated to 400 degrees, so I'll let these bake for about 15 to 20 minutes. I'll check them after 15 minutes and see how they're doing. What we're looking for is the muffins to have a nice golden brown color on top, and a toothpick will come out nice and clean. So we'll get these into the oven. All right, our pumpkin spice muffins are all baked and they puffed up nicely. They have a nice golden brown color to them. So now what I'm going to do is allow these to cool in the muffin pan for about a half hour. Then I'll pop them out and put them directly on a cooling rack to cool completely. Then we'll come back, we'll have a closer look, and we'll have a taste of these pumpkin spice muffins. All right, here we have our pumpkin spice muffins. These were really quick and easy to put together. All it took was one box of a fall flavored cereal and some items that you likely have in the pantry and refrigerator already. And we were able to whip up 24 muffins. These are nice and hearty, they're not overly sweet. If you prefer something a little more sweet, you could also add a half cup to 1 cup of white chocolate chips, and that would just give it a nice creamy sweetness to these muffins as well. If you'd like some more inspiration on fall flavored goodies, you can check out my In the Oven playlist where I have a number of different baked goods that have pumpkin, apple, and other such fall flavors. And if you like to try out some different types of muffin recipes, I have both sweet and savory muffins that you can try out as well. Well, if you're new to the channel or haven't done so yet, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button below, and I hope that you continue to watch my channel, The Home and Homestead, for some more homemade, homegrown, and home-style inspiration. And I surely hope that you're having a fantastic day. See you next time. Take care.